Can you get banned for careless driving? Yes, you can. You can be banned for up to a period of 2 years if you're convicted of careless driving. Uh, Unlike dangerous driving, which is mandatory if you're convicted, for careless driving, it's not mandatory if it's your first offence. If it's your first time coming to court for careless driving, the judge has a discretion as to whether or not they will disqualify you. And that discretion is based on the facts of the case, how serious the driving was, as well as your own circumstances. So arguments are invited by the judge from your lawyer as to whether or not they should disqualify you or not. But it's not mandatory on the first offence, no. Careless driving causing death or serious injury, it's an unusual charge. It's not one that's brought very often. It's prosecuted in the circuit court, which is the court above the district court. It's prosecuted in there because serious charges are brought into that court. If you're found guilty of death caused by careless driving or serious bodily harm caused by careless driving, the potential penalties include a term of imprisonment of 2 years and a fine of €10,000 or both. How many penalty points do you get for careless driving? Well, if you're convicted of careless driving, you will receive 5 penalty points and up to a maximum fine of €5,000. Now, that's an incredibly high tariff to pay. I've never seen anyone having to pay €5,000 or anything even remotely close to it. The penalty points, it's important to know, are not applied by the court. The judge doesn't apply the penalty points. They just apply the conviction if you're convicted. It's the Department of Transport that applies the penalty points, but it's not the court. But the points tally is 5 if you're convicted. How can police prove careless driving? In one of 2 ways, really. There may be CCTV footage, which is one way of helping to prove the case. It's certainly evidence. But the usual manner that these cases are proved is the same for any case, witness testimony. A witness would have made a complaint to the police about your driving, and what should happen then is that the police should go to you and say, well, look, we have a complaint from this person saying that you did drive in this way on this certain date, and they should invite you to make a response to that, and you should be given a chance to make a statement if you wish to do that. And once the statement is made, then it's up to the state to decide whether or not there's sufficient evidence to prosecute you. In the main, they prosecute everyone these days for incidents that happen on the roads these days, and so it goes into court, and then it's you giving your evidence against the other person who says that you drove carelessly, and the judge then decides which case they believe to have more merit, yours or the other person's.